Hi guys. You have no idea if I'm going to be able to do this tonight because of all the days. And I've looked forward to this so much. And of all the days, the internet has decided it's going to not work tonight. Now, I don't know if you are getting pictures or even can hear me. Um, but it's a tragedy. I hate Britain at the moment. I've just come through this surgery, and aftercare has been totally non-existent. I've absolutely been left on my own. Not a single word from any medical person at all. I could have died and they wouldn't know. And now the internet is like reminded me now how bad the internet is in Britain. I lived in Vietnam, and we call Vietnam a developing country. I gotta ask you, which one is the developing country? Is it here or Vietnam? Because nothing works properly in Britain, and I'm getting fed up of it. Now I don't know if you. Oh, we've got excellent back. The internet has obviously been listening to me and decided, holy crap, we've better get our act together. So at the moment, it's saying excellent. So, talking of my voice, there still is a problem with a couple of problems. My hands don't work properly. That's a result of being positioned in a cross on the table. So when your arms are outstretched for 8 hours and they don't move, apparently the nerves get stretched and causes the problems in your lower arms and hands. They say it will go in time, but as yet it's still not going. And the worst problem that I have, I think, is my voice, because speech is still difficult, as you can probably tell. It's very difficult to talk. I don't know why that has occurred. I've had no explanation for that, but it is quite difficult to speak. And doing YouTube videos, not being able to speak is something quite difficult. Hi Callum. So bear with me, guys. I've missed streaming so much, and I've wanted to come back, and thought I would give it a trial tonight and see how it goes. It's nice to see you guys in. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel in my absence, and hopefully I will never have to go through anything like that again. And since I've come back to the UK, I've been waiting for this to happen. It's been a nervous wait, but it's done now, and hopefully I will never have to go through that again. I just need to recover properly, and my hands and my speech are the two things that need to recover. So bear with me, guys. Bear with the internet, which seems to be behaving itself better at the moment. And let's refresh ourselves. We are third in the table after 8 games this season. We've had a good start. I do remember this defeat against Norwich, which upset me a great deal. But apart from that defeat to Norwich, the promoted team, of course we were going to lose to them. We're doing kind of okay. And so, yeah, cheers, Ben. I don't know if I can go 2 hours, but we'll see. We shall see how far we get. So we've had a couple of good results. We beat Manchester City 5-0. Yeah, 5-0 in the second game of the season. Drew with Chelsea. Beat Manchester United 5-2 in the EFL Cup. Liverpool we beat 2-1. Manchester United we drew 4-4 in the last game. So we've had a couple of very good results. Tactically, we're using this 4-2-2-2, and it seems to be working. And I do remember this team. It's a good team, and I hope that once they start playing together, then it's going to be a successful team. And so we are third in the Premier League in terms of the Champions League. It's not the Champions League, it's the Europa League. We're in 8th, which is a good start. And I think that hopefully we'll qualify. We do have to play Roma, who are in 3rd place. And I think we should go and play that game. I like, it's kind of strange being back. I'd like to think we could get off to a very good start here. I don't think... Oh, Doig. And, oh, yeah, I do remember. It's absolutely punishing my wing-backs. The game is really... Look at the injury list. They are all wing-backs. I do remember this now. I'm not getting any injuries apart from wing-backs. And this is... I find this totally silly from the point of view of the game. It's stupid that it actually picks on one position. So you can see Doig is a left wing back, Frimpong right wing back, and Arwell Davis is a left wing back. So I think I'm going to have to buy wing backs. So I got probably 8 wing backs on each side. So then it can go ahead and just injure as many as it likes. It becomes very, very silly, this game, but I think we have to buy a couple more wing backs in the winter transfer window. Okay, let's go and play Roma. I'd like to think the game is going to, as it normally does, it allows you to qualify. You very seldom, if you've got a half-decent team, you very seldom get knocked out in the group stage. I've never been knocked out with any team in the group stage. Never, ever has that happened. So hopefully that's going to continue and we'll get off to a good start tonight against Roma. Lamb could be a quality player. He's not quite the quality I need. Guehi Gray. Chris Organ, fitness coach. Okay, we could do with a bit of fitness. Get these wing backs off the... stop these wing backs from getting injured. So it's going to be... there's a busy program of games. I am not going to go and do what he wants here. He wants to go attacking, not against Roma, I don't think. We'll stay positive and we'll see what happens. And... yeah, I'm looking at that, Ben. West Brom are probably bottom of the league, somewhere near the bottom. So, you know my record against teams who are bottom or near the bottom of the league. Frimpong is troubled. I'm not quite sure why, because he's injured. And he's not even on the bench. So he's obviously at home feeling very troubled, and he's obviously called in to take part in the team meeting because he's not here tonight. Unless he's in the stand, of course. I probably do need to turn off the sound. That's because I've been playing Ipswich, I guess. So I probably do need to turn off the sound. Although I was watching someone streaming and did have the crowd sounds on, and it didn't sound that bad. So I don't know. What do you reckon, guys? Sounds on? Hey Jude, how are you doing? Callum, I can't remember if I said hi. Good to see you. We're favourites for a reason, are we? I didn't know that, but let's go out there and let's get a result here. Let's make the chat happy, and especially Ben, bless him. He's been dying for success for Newcastle on the channel. Let's make Ben happy tonight, and let's get a couple of good wins under our belt. We're good enough. We're good enough to get a couple of good wins, and we've started quite well, in all fairness. I just wish the game would leave my wing backs alone and start playing fair. You know, it would be nice if I could pick a team and just go and injure all their wing backs. It would be kind of nice. I wouldn't pick on wing backs. I'd do their central midfielders, their playmakers. Oh, so close. That would have been a tremendous goal. What a lob that was. I thought it was in for a minute. I really thought that was good. Who was that? Who actually took that shot? I don't know who took that. Was it Cedamar? Was it Cedamar who actually took that shot? Roma. They are third in the table. I don't quite know why we are favourites to beat them when they are performing so well. The game sometimes is a bit strange like that. I would say that it's probably an even contest. If they're third in the league, even though they might be overperforming, then it's probably more of an even contest. And they're a big name team, Roma, so I wouldn't say we're clear favourites in this one. Oh, chance here of Mora. He hasn't featured much, but he scored. And Mora has put us a goal ahead. And he has had a tough start to his career at Newcastle, Mora. But yes, get in. He's got one. And we are a goal up. And I think I'm on extended, aren't I? Yeah, I want to be on extended now. And we are away. Mora, who's come in for Kumalo. Kumalo's had a desperately poor start to the season as well. This is Kumalo's last season, I think. He needs to do better than he's doing, and or he's on the way out. But I don't think he's registered for this game, so Mora's come in. And has he given a penalty? It looked outside the box to me, but we'll take a penalty. Oh, and I'm just seeing now we've got an error on the internet again. I think it's going to be one of those nights. But we have a penalty. I can't remember who the penalty... Oh, it's João Neves is going to take the penalty, and it's 2-0. And we are romping away with this. Italians, yep, they will surrender, Ben. I mean, I don't know if you're still getting pictures here, because I'm getting a big error message. But we'll go on as long as we can. The internet seemed to last for about 10 minutes, and it seems to have stopped again. Of all the days, there's been nothing wrong with my internet. Absolutely nothing wrong with my internet. And then today I decide, okay, we're going to try out a stream, see if I can do it. And the internet starts playing up. I guess sometimes you can say, yeah, the world is against you. It's okay to say that. But it's well known, this PlusNet. Evening, Blob. How you doing, my friend? PlusNet is not a great service. It's, as you know, it's a bit in and out, hit and miss. But as long as you're telling me that you can see pictures and it's not that bad, then we'll keep going. See the mask. Go on, son. Oh, hit the bar. Well, we're certainly taking Roma apart at the moment. Roma have not created a chance yet. Sometimes I think that everybody has been a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? Too aggressive, perhaps, in terms of FM25 delay, including myself. A bit harsh, perhaps, on SI. What they had to do was tough, but I think they bit off more than they could chew. And then there's a bit of deception. I think they must have known it was not going to plan, but they didn't tell us. And even up to the point where they kept saying, oh, this will be ready by the end of November, no problem. It was only at that point they decided, okay, we've got to be honest here. You can't tell me that it was after they said, a couple of days after they said we'll be ready in November. that it was only then they knew that they weren't going to make it on time. They knew before that. And I think what that deception was about, I don't know. Where's Euro going? Send her off. What that deception was about, I don't know. They should have just been honest with us and said it's not going to happen right from the get-go. And is that another corner? Yeah, taking pre-orders when they must have known at that point it's not going to be ready. And so there was a little bit of deception, and that's what got to me, that they couldn't be honest with us. But my take on it is also that I just feel that it's not going to be a PC game for much longer. I say much longer, 5 to 10 years, it will become a console game. Which is perhaps also available on PC, but it will be a cut-down game. This is my big worry. The younger game players don't want to sit and look at spreadsheets. Oh, hit the post! And I think that they're going to take all that out. They're going to whittle that away. I'm really scared of that happening. And it's just going to become a bit like, I think, like FIFA career mode, which is just a simulation. You don't have any real input once the game starts, apart from you're controlling your players. In terms of a manager, you're not really doing much in terms of input. And I just worry that we're just not going to have that input. We're just going to be sitting as spectators, watching very pretty graphics, of course. And it won't be Football Manager anymore. They could rename it to Football Spectator. That's what I worry about. And we're in again. Come on. Yes! And finally, Carioca has made it 3-0. I think we can safely say that this is done and dusted. And that's made Ben very, very happy. It's made me happy that the wing-backs are playing reasonably well, given that I don't have any left. And with West Brom to come, we've got to remain optimistic. This is going to be a good episode. We do have to play Arsenal, I believe, at some point. Oh, Kevin Sade is playing for Roma. That's quite interesting. I didn't realise that. How old is he then? How old is Kevin Sade at this point? 29. Well, we're in 31. I guess that's probably about right, isn't it? Because he's currently playing for Brentford, isn't he? Sade. And he's a young kid. I thought about bringing him in my FPL. But that was a bad week on the FPL. But I did manage to get 42 points. So I'm not totally unhappy. I've got green arrows and I'm not totally unhappy. There's a lot of people only got 15, 17 points. But look at this. Look at these stats. We've only allowed them one shot. And I'm pleased. We've created a lot. And the scoreboard shows it. How old am I? I always start my saves at 40 years old. So what would I be now? I start my saves at 40 because that gives you a career of 25 years. So what would I be? It's now 31, so I'm going to be 51 in terms of the save age. And that's the fourth time we've hit the woodwork. Neves is having a very, very good game. 5 key passes. Kanate's got 2 key passes as well. A lot of players playing very well. Moreno isn't playing particularly well. Peterson's playing well at left wing back. He is a very, very good player, of course. But he is a right wing back rather than a left wing back. So I think it might be almost time to start thinking about resting some of these players. Yoro's done well. He's had a good game. Jesus Abba has been quite quiet, but had a decent game. But we're playing very nicely, and I want us to add to this in the second half if we can. But 3-0, we're going to take this at this point. Of course, I wish I was 51 again, Ben. That would be nice. But that's not going to... Oh, we got the stream back to excellent now. It's going to be one of those nights, I think, where the internet's going to be just up and down like a bride's nightie. So, but hopefully we'll have a good spell before it goes down again. Oh, what a chance. Should have scored. I think I probably could have scored that. I think it's time for me to go and make a couple of changes. Let's just make a couple of changes here. Anybody particularly tired? It would be the wing-backs who are tired, both of them. Isn't that odd? Isn't that odd? Kanote, Carioca, they're both tired. Siedema's fine, despite the fact that he is not playing very well. The ones who are playing well are tired. Veloso, I think he can probably come on now. The problem is Carioca can go up front, can't he? Let's leave that for now. I'm actually not going to panic and go to the opposition and get my assistant to deal with that, and then we'll just carry on for a little while. I'm not going to panic yet. Calafiore, he's playing for Roma. They haven't actually got a bad team. At least they've got some fit wing backs. What I did for this game was I did pull the line back. I felt that defensively we might struggle, so I decided to pull the line back a little bit just to help us out, and it's obviously done the trick. And there's interesting, I said in that video, I've still got a lot more to work out with FM24. The defensive line in FM24, I'm starting to realize, is one of the most important things that you've got. And when you're playing, just watching these little spaces and then adjusting your defensive line. FM24, the defensive line does play a very, very big part in the game. Let's make some changes. Carioca can come off. Guehi is one of the centre-backs tired. Guehi can come on for Jesus Abba. And I'm afraid I have a right wing back who's very young. We could probably give him a game. For Moreno, which one is the most tired? Peterson or Moreno? It doesn't matter, they're both the same. So we'll give him a game. Meadley, I have no idea who he is. Midfield. We probably do need to refresh the midfield a little bit. So we'll bring Larson on and Kanate. Do I have a striker? Chris Lamb can come and have a game for Kanate, and we'll see this game out, hopefully. Yeah, I know it's always for me wing backs, and it's strikers for you, Ben, is it? I don't know. ever since I've been streaming, ever since I've been doing YouTube, it's always been my wing backs that the game targets. Well, I don't know if that's because I buy so many wing backs, because I just know it's just like a vicious cycle I've got myself into. I know it's going to attack my wing backs, so I make sure I've got 6, and so that encourages the game because I've got 6 to actually get them injured. I don't know what it is. It's the chicken and egg scenario I've got now, and I really can't understand why it always picks on my wing backs. It's just unbelievable. And this is an FM game that I do remember, where you go 3 or 4-0 up and at half time, and then it's like a game of 2 halves. They haven't been really in the game, and it was going to do this. I'm going to go back to balanced and just see it out now. I don't think I need to do anything else. Just don't want to be pushing too many players up the pitch. Let's just be a little bit more cautious than we have been. Oh, it's gone to 4-1, and it is Euro, and I think he's deserved a goal. I wonder where that puts us in the table. Yeah, Ben, don't tempt fate. I know what's going to happen against West Brom. And we've gone up to 4th in the European standings. And that's good. We'll take that. And it's now 4-2. But what's happening here? Has it been disallowed? No, it's been given. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. 4-2. Defensively, we haven't been great, but attacking-wise, we've done the business. We do have another chance. We've got another injured wing-back. How is that possible? How is that possible to have another injured wing-back? That is unbelievable. 4-2, we'll take that. Well done. That was a good win for us, boys. Up to 4th. And we'll take that. Chelsea are doing very well. But we should be a team that's capable, only 1 to 2 days though, capable of winning the Europa League. And that's what I like to do. You guys know me. I like to win trophies, and we definitely should be looking to win a trophy or two. Kieran Smith, why is he tired? Well, let's give them a rest if they're tired. That will do. I think I messed up there, have I? Because now all those players are not available for the West Brom game. By resting them for 1 day, should be okay. Got 1 day there to rest. Should be okay. I personally don't think FM25... Good evening, Andy. And it is nice to be back, my friend. Feeling better. I guess I could say we're getting there. We're not 100%, probably about 80%, but we're not there yet. But hopefully good enough to be doing a few streams and getting back to what I love doing. What was I reading just now? I personally think FM25 will be out I think there'll be another delay. Yeah, I did say that on my video, Callum. I'm not feeling confident that they're going to be able to get it out by the end of March. And I think that, I mean, I know there's people saying they have to get something out. I don't think that's how business works. I think that if they haven't got a product, you don't just throw anything out. You're just going to have to justify to your bosses or whatever, and just say, look, we can't put it out in this current state. And I think, yeah, that I have a funny feeling there's another delay coming. And I think it also, they must be thinking about, if it's delayed again, then what do we do? And I've always wondered why the game comes out in November. Like, why can't the game come out in the first week of September? Because the transfer window's finished. All they've got to do is update. It probably might take a week after the transfer window. Let's give them a week to update those transfers, and then they could release it in the first week of September. Why does it have to come out in November? And I wonder if they might think, well, it's a good idea if we tie in with moving the game release forward to September, because then we've only got to wait March until September, and they still will be getting a game out in the financial year. I don't think, I mean, I've heard people saying that they've got to get something out by the end of the financial year. I don't think that would be a particularly good move. I really don't think that would be a really good move. But then I'm not an employee of SI. I'm guessing. I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. But I don't feel very confident about them. I don't feel very confident about them getting it ready for March. They've shown nothing to me that even looks like ready. So I think this is probably a good team, but I think I want to have Khumalo in there somewhere. Florian Wirtz, Carioca could probably do with resting, and then we can put Khumalo in for Carioca. Canote and Gray, that will do fine. Peterson, Moreno, Landerson. Yeah, I'd be quite happy with that. Siedemar as the striker on the bench. Problem is, still got Doig injured. Arwell Davis. It's on my left. Peterson is injured, so he's not available. It's just like left backs. That's like, I've got one. These two players have to play. I don't think I've got anybody else who can come in and do that job. It's a tricky one. I'm going to put Khumalo in. Carioca's just played in the Europa League, so Khumalo can come in. And tactically against West Brom, I think I'm going to go attacking. Let's get at them. And at least in the beginning, I think we have to do that. They are bottom of the league. Should maybe just cancel. I mean, it is. I agree, Ben. If you are going to put a product out, FM25, if they release that in March and it is awful, then all those new prospective console people that they wanted to recruit are going to see it for what it is. They're going to see it as awful, and they're going to say, well, we're not going to be bothering with this then. And that's the market that they are targeting, is the console. And they're an unknown target audience, and they have to be very careful. So we could buy 62 million, get another wing back. Why not? Injure my wing backs, and then we'll have to buy in. See, got loads of them. Ooh, Tomiyasu, we can get him for 12.5 million. He'd be good for a year or two just as backup. Let's buy 5 more wing backs. So yeah, charge £5 for an update. Yeah, reasonable. That sounds to me, Ben. It's I don't know what to do. I just would hesitate to put a product out that wasn't good. That would worry me. So we do have, I think we've got a team capable of beating West Brom. We want to attack them. I wonder if sometimes I'm not attacking enough against these teams. I don't want to change this standard line, because that's encouraging them to do the breakaway with the long punt over the top. And I don't want to encourage them to do that. I'd rather have a standard line, players back defending against that. And I think that we're good enough, if we do that, we're good enough attacking-wise to score lots of goals. I want to have a look at Kumalo, how he's been playing. He's a bit hit and miss. He was my great hope. He hasn't quite made it in the Premier League. He's had a 7 last time. He's had a couple of good games. But his average rating, what's his average rating? 7.18. So, yeah, okay, let's give credit where it's due. He's doing okay. Sunday nights. Oh, I've missed streaming. And the one thing that's been stopping me is my voice. And sometimes my voice will just cut out. I won't be able to speak anymore. And it takes me a while with my breathing routine to get my voice back. So I can see them taking resources away. Do an update for FM24. I don't know what they're going to do, to be fair. But I am, as I said in my video, I wish my wife had the same problem. I do sense, and I am concerned that they won't be able to get it ready. I'm not getting anything from them that would make me feel confident that they are going to get this done. He's not saying I shouldn't attack, so I think we go and attack them. Everybody's happy. That's quite interesting that we've got Frimpong, who's still at home. He hasn't rung us up and said he's unhappy with things. And I said that last time. So I'm going to be a bit firmer. We are favourites, and I want us to play like it. Let's be a little bit firmer with them. And I do want to just check with the assistant that he's not going to change his mind too much. So is this the defeat against the team 20th in the league? This is pretty standard for me. Go and give Roma a good thrashing, a very good team, and then lose to the team at the bottom of the league. It's very standard form. Um, I'm actually also been doing a little bit of work on FM. I've been working on a new tactic, the Ipswich tactic, trying to get that one unbeatable. But I've also been thinking about the match engine in FM24, and I do think that if you change something, then the dice gets rolled. So if you're like getting hammered, just go in and to the tactics and just change something. It rolls a dice again, and you might get a bit of luck where the dice comes down on your side. And I think that's happened a few times in my FM24 career. So I've been looking at that a little bit in my spare time. How does rolling the dice, how does just going and tweaking your tactic just a little bit, how does that affect the match engine? And it does seem to have an effect. Just make any old little change and you can affect the match engine. Been in the beer garden ever since. Views on the England manager. What do you think, Andy? A decent appointment, I think. A lot of people, though, are saying that they wanted it. Penalty ref? He's given us a pen. The goalkeeper's not too happy, but he didn't run at the referee at first. He ran at his own defender. There were 2 tackles in there. The first one was okay, I think, but he's given it after the second one. Is it João Neves again? No, Florian Wirtz it'll be, won't it? No, it's Tonali of all people. And it is 1-0. Maybe it was right to attack. I'm West Brom. I mean, he's different, of course, to Southgate, Ben. He's like, at least Southgate for me was very cautious. He plays like, a bit like me. He's a defensive-minded manager, and if you don't concede and if you keep the ball, then it's going to be very hard for the opposition to win. And I think he has that mindset. He's very similar to me. It's how I play FM. That's why more often than not I end up as the best defensive team in the league in my saves. But with you're not going to get that with Tuchel, because he is going to be an attacking. He has an attacking style. He's come into the Prem and he played like that. So interesting. You're going to lose something defensively, but gain something in attacking wise, and so I don't know. Be an interesting appointment. I'd say so, Ben. I think Southgate is a little bit too defensive, given the players that he's got at his disposal. And if they'd been a little bit more attacking, they could probably have won the Euros this time. The World Cup next time out will be harder. And of course, he's got to bed the players in. He's got to put his stamp on it. But I'd still give him a shout. So it will be an interesting World Cup. Oh, come on, Newcastle. We've got this. And we can go up to second here in the league if we beat West Brom. Oh, in Kamalo. Oh, Kamalo. I was just thinking back to Coritiba. Kamalo going through there. That would have been in the back of the net. You wouldn't have even had to look. You'd have just known it was going in the back of the net. He's not quite himself since he got to the Prem. Just maybe a little bit too much for him. Oh, off the crossbar. So 1-0, not enough after 37 minutes. We need another goal. Let's get one of my centre-backs on the end of this. No, that's not going to do it. Kamalo. We're just about edging it, but West Brom haven't been that bad. We haven't created too much. Given we are attacking, we've not been that brilliant in terms of creating opportunities. I am actually going to do something very strange here. I think I'm going to be a little bit more defensive-minded in the second half. The more I attack, I think, the more opportunity I am going to give West Brom. So I'm going to come off this attacking in the second half. I was just thinking that before they scored. And this game is awful when it comes to bottom of the league clubs. I don't know. Am I alone in this? Or does it happen to other people? I mean, these guys are rotated. They're fresh. They've not played in Europe. And they just simply have fallen apart again. Am I alone in this, or does it happen to other people? Kanate was offside there anyway. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And I just often think you've just got to play defensively against these bottom of the league teams. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased. It's absolutely shocking. And I'm going to go balanced. Because I just feel if you attack these teams, the game is going to make you lose for attacking. How dare you attack a bottom of the league team? I mean, Wolves are near the bottom. They had a 1-0 lead against Manchester City for 20 minutes and nearly got a draw. And if Manchester City hadn't cheated at the end today, then they would have got a tidy 1-1 draw out of it. But not every time. It doesn't happen every time. It happens once a season. But I have this problem every single time against clubs 17, 18, 19 and 20. And I think it is something to do with the match engine. It's just got to tidy up its act. For too long, they've been doing stuff like this. You know, have me lose against top teams rather than we beat the top teams all the time. Which is what happens. And this isn't like a weakened team. It's a very, very good team. Kamalo, Florian, Wirtz, Gray, all world-class players. It's not like we've picked a dummy team. And West Brom, who couldn't win to save their lives. Going to more defensive has helped. We're creating a lot more chances now. And I do think there's something in this. If you go defensive, then you are going to play better against bottom of the league teams. But attack, and the game just decides if you're attacking, you're leaving spaces. That's what the game decides. And so, okay, if you're going to leave spaces, they will score. And so you shouldn't attack against teams who are at the bottom of the league. And we're not going to do that again. Just to see if I can prove my point. And since I went back off attacking down to balance, we are playing a lot better, creating a lot more chances, and looking at the way the game is playing out, we should win. Simply because we went defensive. And we are like definitely the better team now, although that was pretty poor. And always, if you lose the ball on the right wing, then there's a goal coming, which is what we did. If you lose, have you ever seen that? Like, if you lose the ball, your right winger loses the ball, you are in trouble. There's a goal coming somewhere. And it looks like we just might have escaped that, but we were in trouble. So you have to do something about your right winger. It's my right full back, isn't it? And I don't have any, and he's not playing very well, where he's having an absolute nightmare. And my left wing back's playing really bad. Jesus Abba, in fact, all of them. So I'm guessing there's something wrong with the line. Let's push the line up a little bit. If they're all playing badly, it must be the line. Kamalo, disaster. I'm going to put Shazavari on for Kamalo. Kanate's not playing particularly well. Sidamar can come on for him. I don't have any fullbacks that I can... But Guehi has to come off. He's on a yellow card as well. So let's just see what happens with these guys. You wanted Tuchel, Callum. I mean, it's just a decent pick, let's be fair. Change your video. Can I see if you see people suffering? You have to see teams winning every game. There's no rhyme or reason why suddenly this is happening to us. I was watching RDF streaming the other day. He's a bit too frantic for my liking. He's like shouting and ooh, 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 and there's all sorts of noises coming from him. He's a bit too frantic for my liking. But I mean, he was really having a go at the match engine, because what had happened to him is what's been happening to me all through FM24, is that his team has been winning game after game after game, and he suddenly started losing, and his team couldn't actually pass, or they couldn't finish. They just totally could not play football anymore, and he was having a right go at it, saying, "You've got to sort this out." And I actually said to him in the chat, "I'm glad it's not just me that it happens to," because what was happening was appalling, to be fair. And I would actually watch more of him, but he's just a bit too noisy for me, for my liking. A nice guy, but I like to be a little bit more placid, I think. He's obviously having a good time, but lots of noises were coming through my computer. Now, come on, boys. Let's... Oh, it's not going to happen, is it? Even though we're having most of the game now, we've played a lot better than them. Let's make another change. I don't have... You're going to have to carry on. I don't have any wing backs. The game has seen that. But they're both playing badly. Valesso, can he come on? Wirtz isn't having his greatest game, is he? So let's bring Karaoke on for Wirtz. And Landerson isn't playing that great. Let's put Larson in. It's about all I can do, really. Yeah, I mean, that's always been, Andy. When you set your tactic up, that's going to dictate how you score your goals. With the attacking wing backs, that 5 at the back with the attacking wing backs scored a lot of headed goals, and it's kind of like a pattern that gets set up. I've seen that a lot in my own saves. It's just what happens. And they are, almost identical. If you look at the goals that were scored with the 4-1-2-2-1, they're all the same. absolutely all the same, those goals. And it looks like this is going to finish 1-1. And it's interesting, though, that we defended in the second half against a team 20th in the league, and we played better than when we were attacking. And we still can get something here. No, we can't. It's just decided once again that you're not beating a team at the bottom of the league. We didn't lose, I guess, and so, we might lose. Well done, good tackle. I think this team is going to be getting a rollicking, could have gone second in the league. I think I've said for a while the score generator that is in the game needs looking at. Because there's obviously a score generator that decides what the scores are going to be. And here we go again, a team 20th in the league. If the score generator has decided we're not beating them, and I'm not happy with them. They got like full of world-class players, and that's a disastrous result. But what do I expect? We'll beat Arsenal quite handsomely. But we can't beat West Brom. Same as Norwich. And yeah, quite rightly so. And I think they probably need to have a rest. Let's give them all a rest. Anybody else? No. I mean, it'd be nice to get some of my wing backs back available. I've only got 2, and the game can't do any more to them. So we're not going to get any more wing back injuries because I've only got 2 left. But it'd be nice to get some reserves back, if you know what I mean. I don't know what it is. Is it white truk? I don't know what it is. It's like I do feel the score generator, because there is a score generator in there. Every time there's a load of fixtures, something generates the scores, and it just needs perhaps a little bit of looking at. I'm going to go with that. Yeah. Against Arsenal, we need to put a decent team out that could win, and then we've got Spurs. There's a couple of hard games coming up, but these are games that we can probably win. It's the West Broms and Norwiches of this world that we can't beat. Arsenal are going to be tough to beat. Lots very pleased. What are they unhappy about? He wants to be sold. Reduce the number of unhappy players. Reduce the number, wants to see a great improvement. Well, they're pleased. This future dynamics. Stan left out of the Europa League. Well, he's not good enough. Wants to leave. Yeah, well, you can go. Although they're feeling fairly happy. It's a tough old squad to manage this, because there's too many important players. And that's the difficulty, because I wanted to have 2 teams that I could play, but it's not working out that way. FM saves are unpredictable. Interesting. I usually find the first 2 seasons of any save are really easy. If you're doing badly in your first 2 seasons, you're doing something wrong. The first 2 seasons are really easy, and then the game sort of like starts taking over. He wants to play a low block. Might be a good idea actually against Arsenal. It might actually play with a low block and see how we get on. And with that in mind, we'll come off the counter press and let's just see how we get on with that. Probably a good idea. Still don't have any left backs available. Peterson though is available, so he can play instead of Moreno. Moreno can come onto the bench for Stan. So at least I've got one more wing back. I've got one on the bench now. Frimpong is close to coming back. The other two ages away. Tonali, why is he not playing? I'm going to put Tonali in for Landerson. And Florian Wirtz, why is he not playing? We'll put him in instead of Carioca. Carioca can come onto the bench. And we're going to play Gray instead of Siedemar. We'll switch those over, I think. Because Gray is a right footer, isn't he? Yeah. That's a better team. It's a stronger team. Confused. Tonali, I just brought him into the team. He's a bit confused. Why am I playing? Because you're one of my best players, you Dumbo. And I'm not really that bothered about the cup, about this Caribou Cup nonsense. So actually getting knocked out against Arsenal will not be a bad thing. Nice to win it, but it would not be a bad thing if we get knocked out. It'll be interesting to see how the low block works against them, but it is a good ploy by the assistant because they are a very good team, and if the low block just might frustrate them. Again, that's my defensive mindedness kicking in. But stay secure at the back and you can always nick one up the top. It was interesting that going into standard balanced mentality against West Brom, we played better. And I was very worried that we were going to lose that game. And it kind of going into a balanced style did stop that happening. He is offside. He's miles offside. Yeah. Did stop us losing. We're never going to win. The game was not going to allow that. But it stopped us. Yeah, he's miles offside. But Kamalo, nice little pass. Good vision from Kamalo. It kind of like stopped West Brom winning. And sometimes that's what you need to do in FM. Rather than think about, oh God, about winning. Sometimes that's what you need to do. Is just stop the opposition from winning. Against set pieces, we've been particularly bad lately, haven't we? Been really bad with set pieces. But Arsenal are dominating this. Maybe the low block was not the right thing to do. But we don't know yet. What we do know is we've only created that one chance and he was offside. Declan Rice. Let's have a look at Declan Rice. Is he being tight marked? He is now. But set pieces, we've been particularly poor. And three shots, 3 on target. Yeah, they've got us beat in this one. But it is about time we lost. We have had a shot, finally. Again, if we've got a good team out there, it's just... Are we going into that bad run? We have stopped Arsenal. I mean, they have only created 4 chances. The low block has done that at least, but we haven't created much ourselves. But then you've got to expect that. Positive is probably the wrong thing to be playing away from home. Oh, Florian Wirtz. I think we deserve that. Kumalo. What a player. Looking at Kumalo, I think we do need to tell him to ease off the tackles. Lovely stuff. Look how small he is, and he skinned them all. And then a beautiful pass. Florian Wirtz has done it. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, we do want to do that. And finally, we've got ourselves back in this game. Maybe the low block was the right thing to do. I don't know. I did think it was a good idea at the time. Come on, we can win this game, boys. We can win this. Oof, poor goalkeeping. We got this. We can win this game. Jesus, where you going? I'm not quite sure I want you playing on the wing. And, I want to be a little bit fluid, but central defenders on the wing? Nah, not really. I'm going to drop back, I think, to a balanced style of play. I think positive is just being a little bit too aggressive away at Arsenal. If we were home, fair enough, but we scored again. And Konate, get in. Has made it 2-1. Oh, boy. Like, why couldn't we do this against West Brom? This is against one of the top teams. Every time we get near their box, it looks like we're going to score. And against West Brom, could have hit a barn door if it fell on us. And Arsenal, though, 4 shots, 4 on target. I mean, the low block has stopped them from creating chances, and that's what it's designed to do. It's defensive in that it stops teams creating too many chances, and be interesting to see where their shots are coming from. And I'm guessing they're from distance, because the line is standard. So I'm guessing they're getting a lot of shots from distance. And that was another one on target, though. They are a very good team, Arsenal. Good tackle, son. Always go positive on FM. I think in FM24, Callum, the best mentality is balanced. In all fairness, a lot of people just use balanced. Yeah, they're going to be getting shots from around that area, aren't they? So that's probably something I need to look at once the game wears on a bit and they lose their pace up front. is to push the line up a little bit, because that area is where we are conceding, and that is something I need to be aware of. And in fact, I might do it now. Just push this line up, not too much higher, to higher. Just try to stop them getting these long shots from the edge of the box away. They've had 6 shots, 6 on target. It's time for everyone to dig in. And I don't think I want to say anything. João Neves maybe needs talking to. Neves, Tonali, Patterson, Guehi have not been good enough. Just tell those boys I'm not happy with you. Let's give me something more in the second half. To a video how to beat bad teams. The problem is I can't beat bad teams. I just have no idea. The only thing I can think of is that I play better against bad teams when I defend rather than attack them. And change the mentality to a more defensive style, then I get better results. And West Brom actually was a good demonstration of that. As soon as I came off attacking and went more balanced, I seemed to play better against them. And I'm going to go balanced here again. We are the away team, and Udogie, I think, probably does need to be tight marked as well. So we need to come down hard on him. Get him tight marked. So that's the only thing I can think of playing against bad teams, is become more defensive. And in fact, when we play a team who are bottom of the league next time, we're going to start with balance, not attacking. Canote's got injured, has he? Go on, son. Go on. Go on. Oh, there was a ball across the 6-yard line there, and if you'd crossed it, we would have scored. Canate probably needs to come off. He's one of the players who are playing fairly well. That's another corner. Should I take him off before the corner? That's Karaoke. I've only got Savone to come on. Or Verts can go up there, couldn't he? So let's undo that. And let's put Verts up top. And then I can bring Karaoke on into midfield. It's a decent team that I've got. Just need to start playing a little bit better. Tonali is tired. He's not playing very well. Both midfielders. Look how good they are. And they're having dreadful games. Just unbelievable. Come on. We've got this. Come on. Of course it wouldn't show the corner once I'd made a little change. Come on, Tonali. I think I need to shout at both of those midfielders. Demand more from them. Tonali and Neves, demand more. Pushing the line up has done the trick by the look. Go on, Karaoke, son. Oh, what? What a chance. We're definitely the better team in the second half. Pushing the line up has changed the game a little bit, but whether we're going to score that elusive third goal, I don't know. That might come down to substitutions and making sure that I've got the right players marked. Go on, Sam. Vert's supposed to be a 5-star player, a 4.5 at least, and that's your first touch. And he's a 5-star player, and that was his pass. Oh, well, definitely pushing the lineup has helped. So a good call to do the low block. Should have had a higher line. But we are definitely dominating the game. And Gray, finally. It's about time he got himself a goal. And so we are doing the business here. We made a couple of decisions to push the lineup and to go balanced. And again, it's going a little bit more defensive. Has that now just means that we're not taking so many risks. And I think that's why mentality is playing a big part in FM24. Just don't take risks. So against we'll go really defensive in the next game against a bottom of the league team instead of attacking them. Let's get another one. Let's bury them. Let's get another one. Karaoke has been very effective since he came on. Oh, it feels good to be back streaming. It's been 7 weeks, I think, since I did the last stream. It's been a long time. We're in Kumalo. Oh. It's strange, isn't it? And when he was with Coritiba, he'd have buried that. He'd have absolutely buried that. Right, subbies time. Tonali is playing a little bit better, but not much. João Neves is the one who's improved. So Larson can come on for Tonali. Again, the defence is not playing particularly well, is it? Moreno can come on for Patterson. Peterson's actually playing well. Just switch those over. And Moreno can come on at right back. Maybe Jesus Abba has to have a rest. Yoro can come on for Jesus Abba. Front three are playing well. Karaoke is a 6.6, but I like how he's been playing, so we'll just leave it at that for now. Come on, let's beat Arsenal. Nothing would give me greater pleasure than beating Arsenal. I know, Muted, there is a school of thought that you shouldn't change, especially your centre-backs. I do worry when I've got central defenders on 6.4, and especially if both of them are on 6.4s. And I've got good central defenders on the bench. I often will look at, is it something that's affecting the whole line, or is it just an individual player? It's 3-3 now. And there, you could be right, because there's an example of we changed the centre-back. So you could be right, Muted. It's always going to be a tough call. But yeah, we certainly didn't defend that very well. And he should be tight marked, as nobody tracked him back. But I do worry a lot when I've got central defenders not playing very well, because there's a mistake coming, and maybe that was a bad call. I also felt that Jesus Abba has just played far too much football. But not to worry, because we've managed to get another one. And we are back in front. Although, is it being checked for offside? Nope, it's going to stand. That was poor defending by Saliba, of all people. And, well, that was a disaster from an Arsenal point of view. And we are now 4-3 up. And I'm not quite sure what to do now. I want to become a little... Look at this. They've had 7 shots, 7 on target. They are deadly. But their XG is only 0.98, which is interesting. We have an XG of 3.04. So we're creating better chances. I think these are long-range shots. A lot of these were in the first half when we had that standard line. Udogi is still a menace. And I think I'm just going to go defensive now. And just see this game out. I do have another sub I can make. I'm going to bring Bayomo on here. He's a centre-back, but surely he can play. We can put him as a full-back on defend. Just to see the game out. And we will just do exactly that. See the game out. Be more disciplined. We don't want to go do anything really quickly. That's all we need to do. Just slow it all down, boys. Just slow it down, and then we've got this. Hello, Rather. Good to see you, my friend. Just in time to see us beating Arsenal. Handball. Do you know, I was saying the other day, I was watching another stream, that I'd like to see handball being introduced to FM. It's just never been in the game, handball. And it is a big part of football. And so why FM has chosen not to have a handball in its game is quite strange, really. Maybe it's too hard for them to visualize. I can't see why, but handball is part of the game. Udogi is being a bit of a pest. But finally, Arsenal... Ooh, send him off, ref. Arsenal have got one off target. And that's it. Looks like we are going to... Yeah, he's been a problem. I'm going to do it because he has been a nightmare. That's just... Yeah, just slow down. It doesn't really matter. Just take the free kick and then that's end of game. Oh, no time to take it. The overview screen, when it says waiting for next highlight, you mean the tablet? How do I toggle it? Mine has vanished. Okay, yeah, there's a way to do that. We'll I know why it's vanished. When we play the next game, DJ, I'll show you how to do that. Well done, lads. That was an excellent win, I would say. Beating Arsenal. Why can't you do that against West Brom? I'll have to show you that in the next game. So when we get to the next game, I can show you how to do that. There's a couple of buttons. You must have clicked one of the buttons or both buttons. Liverpool rely against Wolves. They had to win with penalties. So so your tablet has disappeared basically. We shall show you how to do that. I just want to rest these boys. Anderson doesn't need a rest. What's he? Why is he being rested? Frimpong. Tonali does need a rest though. And Florian Wirtz needs a rest. Why are these boys down there? Gray needs a rest and Peterson. Wonder why they're down there. So we got Tottenham in the Premier League next. I think we should deserve pointed praise. So, can we beat Tottenham? Where are Tottenham as a matter of interest? Oh, 6th. This is not an easy game. I think we need to start in a balanced way. Nothing too attacking here. Patterson, Peterson, Tonali, Florian Wirtz, Accra. Yeah, we'll go along with that. Quite happy to let my assistant rotate. Kamalo, though. Kamalo's looks to me like he's in decent form. Does he deserve to play over Carioca? Probably. Tonali, Neves, Guehi, Abba. Yeah, that's a good football team, to be fair. It's a very good football team. But I think Kamalo's form, the way he set up that... Oh, we're going to get one of these draws, are we? So, who are we going to get? We'll take anybody at this point. We'll take Liverpool, no problem. Hull. We'll take Manchester City on home game. Oh, Sheffield United. I'd have preferred somebody a little better because I feel confident now that we could take anybody. So we're going to play Sheffield United, are we? Sheffield United, are they still in the Championship? Nope, they're in the Prem. And then we got Atletico Bilbao after Tottenham. I remember doing a save with Atletico Bilbao. And I did it because people say it's the hardest save to do. It wasn't that bad. It was not that bad at all. Warrington, the place where I was born, are playing Woking, the place where I now live. Interesting. Kanate, good man. Good boy. Kamalo. Kamalo consistently trains well. 9.15. Awesome. And Carioca's training well. I mean, whose save was this? I don't know why he bought James Ward-Prowse. That's just like the most bizarre thing. I think he brought him in during the window because of the European games, and he hasn't featured at all, Ward-Prowse, and I just can't wait for him to leave. Interesting transfer, that one. But his other transfers were extremely good, as we can see. They're a very, very good football team now. I still need one more really good forward. And I definitely need a really good midfielder. And then we're done in terms of transfers. Woking seems like an upgrade. Woking is where I live. Warrington was where I was born, and we didn't get to see those results, which is a shame because I would have liked to have seen those results. Didn't get to see it though. I don't even know what competition it was in. Must have been the FA Cup. So we do need to beat Tottenham here. Although it's like so early in the season, I don't think it really matters. Let's have a look at the bench. Moreno, Boyomo. He can play as a right back. It's left backs I'm extremely short of. Doig, Arwell Davis is still going to be out for a couple of weeks. So left backs are hurting the most. But Peterson plays as a left back. I think Patterson can play as a... Yeah, he can play as a left back as well. So I've got Boyomo, who can play as a right. Moreno can play. And then we got Landerson on the bench, Carioca. Veloso doesn't get to play very often. Maybe I should give him a couple of games. Veloso. Larson, probably a good pick. Suwon, Carioca. Shazavari is not getting to play too often. Kanote probably needs to be on the bench. I wonder if I should give Veloso a couple of games. Ooh, let's leave him on the bench. Let's bring him off the bench. See how he does off the bench. Milanovic. Advanced forward, 28 years old. Looks like a decent cover forward to me. I don't think that we want to be going in for him. So, can we beat Spurs? Oh yeah, I need to remember to show you how to get rid of the iPad, the tablet, and then how to bring it back. Kanote's injured. Where are we now? 5th still. Carioca for Kamalo. Kanote for Sidama. Again, he wants to play a low block. I'm not going to do that against Tottenham. Although it did us well against Arsenal, so why not? Let's just start with the low block. It's Tottenham and no mugs. And then let's come off the counter press. Everything else we can leave as it is. So should we drop Kamalo? No. Kamalo, I think, deserves his place. Kanate, no, he's struggling for fitness. Yep, I was right. Everybody's happy. So, DJL, if what is happening, I think, to you, let's just go and do an update on this. Yeah, he's changed his mind on lots of things. Our home form is important. Let's go out there and make the most of it. And let's go and play this game. Tottenham, obviously a good team. They're in 6th. I don't recognise any of their players, but we are in 2031 now. Tonali is the only current Newcastle player who's left in the squad. 8 years on. Oh, the Romero is still playing for Tottenham. And Kulusevski. So they do have some current players left in their team. And this is what you're talking about, isn't it? You've lost this waiting for these screens waiting for your next highlight. I'm assuming this is what you've lost. You can't see them. There's a little button here. It's the second one in of the three. If you... is it that one? Why is that not working now? Is it because it's on pause? But this one is this button, and none of them are working now. Why has that stopped working? Ah, you can bring that back and forth using this second button here. So if you click it off for some reason, when it's there, it won't show in the next waiting for the next highlight. So that's for the iPad. It's that button. And then this one will bring up your stats on the left hand side. I hope that solved your problem. I think that's what you were talking about when you said the overview screen has disappeared. So it's these little buttons down here. Oh, what a chance! Yes, we got it. And if we win this, oh, the referee's checking for offside. But I thought that was okay. Looked to me all right, that. Yes, goal awarded. It looked for a perfectly good goal to me. Kamalo involved again. He is playing fairly well in a support role, not as an attacking player. I want to stop him shooting, because when he's... so I'm going to say shoot less often, because when he's supporting, he's doing really well. There's that low block again. I do like playing the low block in FM. So now if I click this, I can't for some reason click it off. But when it's here, if I click it off, then sometimes it will disappear, and it's just that button. Play with that button, and the other one is here. That, I think, hopefully will solve your problem. I don't think there's any other settings. I don't know what that's the battery. And then that one expands the screen, takes away the subs bench. Come on, we've got them. We've got these boys. They're folding. So where does that put us in the league? 4th. Not good enough. I was expecting better. João Neves again is having a great game. I want the other boys to be playing as well. I think Kamalo is playing really well. He's only on a 6.7. But he got the assist, didn't he? Kamalo. And for me, he looks better playing in a support role rather than an attack role. So we are doing okay. But 1-0, of course, is never enough. And we are defending badly from set pieces. That's better. I've also got a standard line again, which is why they're having these shots from around there. But if they're not that good, is the game warning me? Let's just push the line up, see what happens. Because the game might be warning me, if you don't do something, we are going to score. Tottenham are going to score. Ravola also needs to be taken out of the game. So we're going to tight mark him, get on him, make sure he can't put these passes in. 4 shots and none on target. That's because they're long shots, and that's the function of the line. Because like I said, the defensive line is so important in FM24. More important than it's ever been. So you got to keep an eye on where they are getting their opportunities from. Now, by pushing the line up, what you got to worry about is penalty spot opportunities now. So if they start getting shots in from your penalty spot, then that line move was not a good idea. So the defensive line is so important in FM24. Go on, Kamalo. Go on, Sam. It's gone in. We've got another one, but... oh, it's offside. Yeah, Kamalo is playing much better in that support role. Rather than taking shots, he's looking to feed people in. Gray just went a bit too early there. It's all very level. But we are definitely the better team. We haven't created loads, but we are capable of doing even better. And let's see, you weren't that bad, but you can do better. And let's go out and win this second half. Let's take them apart. They've got Julio Cesar on the left wing. He's a good player. Patterson probably needs to be told to ease off the tackles, I think. We don't want any sendings off. Tonali as well as the ball winner. We may have to change his role. Now he's playing as an anchor, so we can tell him to ease off the tackles. Kamalo's 6.7, but I think he's playing better than a 6.7. 6 shots, none on target. I mean, that is a function of the line, the defensive line. And I think moving the defensive line again has worked. Because what we stopped them doing was taking those pot shots from the edge of the penalty area. They've gone more attacking. That's okay, going more attacking. Leaves more space behind. That's it, just pass the ball around nicely. Take your time. We're 1-0 up, we don't need to push the game. Well, we've put Ravola to sleep. Kulusevski, we probably need to tight mark Kulusevski. Take him out of the game as well. We're getting to the point as well where we need to make some subs. Although, because we're not pressing, then it does mean that we're a little bit fitter than we normally are. But Patterson, the wing backs, and Peterson are playing really bad. My defence is a bit all over the place. Go on, son. Go on. Let's get the second. Good win against Tottenham will be lovely. Go on, Tonali. Lovely stuff. Oh, that deserved a goal. Did it get a deflection? It did get a deflection. Go on, boys. The question is, are we good enough to challenge for the title this year? That is the question. Remember, we're only 10 games in, and there was a lot of changes in this team, and they're still settling together. Nice tackle. I just wonder if we are good enough to win the title this year, plus win the Europa League. And we certainly put a marker down when we beat Manchester City 5-0. So maybe we are capable of winning of winning the title this year. Moreno can play on the left, can't he? And Boyomo can play on the right. Right. Oh, he can play as a wing back on attack. And I thought Moreno could play on the left. He can, but not very well. But he's good enough to play on the left. Florian Wirtz is not playing very well, so Carioca can come on here. Two forwards are doing okay. Tonali's not having the greatest of games, and he's on a yellow card, so let's take Tonali off. Let's, come on boys, see this game out. Oof, a dreadful header. Who was that? AFC. Yeah, we're doing okay. It's the first live stream I've done for 7 weeks, and I think we have got through it. The internet is letting me down tonight, but my health hasn't let me down, which is the main thing. And Newcastle have not let me down. We've had some very good results. I was a bit concerned coming back, switching the computer on, the game on after 7 weeks, that things might not go so well. But we have done particularly well. And if we can hold on to this and beat Tottenham, although I do fancy Tottenham are coming back into this, but if we can beat Tottenham, then he was offside then, was he? Then this will be a very good result, and this will put us in 4th, which will be an excellent result. Now I need to do something in order to beat Tottenham, because they are taking the match momentum back off me. I have pushed the line up, which worked when I had the original wing backs, but I'm going to change him to a wing back on defend. He's probably better defending than he is attacking. Kamalo and Gray are tired, but I don't think I've got any more subs. So we're just going to have to see this out now. 3 minutes to go. I think we'll close the game down very shortly. Oof, what was my goalkeeper doing there? Luckily, Jesus Abba was alert. That could have been really messed up. Come on, but there's something defensively not right. I'd noticed this. That's why I went on the defensive there. I'm going to close the game down because defensively we're playing like lunatics. So I want to close the game down. We're going to play narrow. We won't bother with that. And we just slow it down now. In fact, we'll go very short. And we don't want to distribute quickly. Just come off that press a little bit. That will do. Just see the game out now. Because the defence is looking a little bit suspect. The other thing I might need to do, as the defence is looking particularly poor, I'm going to drop this line back because Tottenham might fancy this, might start trying to wallop the ball over the top. I'm looking at how many players. There it is, the ball over the top. So I just want to make sure the defence is deep enough to deal with that when we're not playing very well at the moment. It paid off pushing the line up earlier on, but again, when your right wing does that, you're in trouble. And just like defend, boys, defend. I don't want anything silly. Just defend. Go on, go on. That's not going to beat Jesus Abba. But we're not defending set pieces very well. Oh boy. I don't want this to finish in a draw. I want to win this game, boys. Let's give him a shout. Let's give him a shout. Focus. We're still in control. I'm going to go into a defensive mode now. I know I'm pulling Tottenham on, but I'm just concerned that the ball's over the top. Oh, that's good news. That's good news. I want to go and have a look. Kulusevski. So come on, boys, come on. There's just a few seconds left. We take this 1-0 win any day of the week. That's it. Slow it down. Full-time whistle, referee. Yes. Yes. And we have beaten Newcastle. And beaten Tottenham. Beaten Newcastle. I'm satisfied, but now, well done. I'm going to say well done. That was a very good win. Don't need to say anything more other than that. This should put us up into 4th. Atletico Bilbao. We got time to do Atletico Bilbao. I think that was a very, very good win. Keeps us in this bunch of teams. And I think we could win the title this year. This will be a midweek game as well, won't it? So, yeah, let's do what we do. We rest the team. Nobody else. And this conference. We are not going to press conferences. I don't care. I am not going through that nonsense. So it's been pretty good, actually. I'm just wondering, what time is it now? 21:53. How many have we played? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 games. Atletico Bilbao, I think we should attack. I think that should be definitely an attacking. So maybe just go into this. We are away now. We're going to continue to play the way we've been playing with a balanced, and we're going to have the standard line because we're away. God, it's amazing. I was really Frimpong is back, is he? I was really like of course he should be. These are silly questions. I was worried that after 7 weeks I'd forget how to play and the results would be really bad. Registered for he's surplus to requirements. Oh, that's his actual playing time. Stan, he's not. I mean, in terms of central defenders, he's not even in. Because Biomo is in there. Both Stan and Biomo I'd planned to sell, but maybe we could. He's not a bad player, but then Guevara is not going to get any game time, and I don't know. What do you think I should do? This is working. The 4-2-2-2 is a proven attacking tactic. I've dulled it down a little bit, Blitz, because I'm not the most attacking person in the world. So I've dulled it down a little bit. Discuss the issue. Let's see what he says. And I want to leave. Sort out a loan move. Yeah, let's offer him out. I think that's probably keep the players happy. He's handed in a transfer request. Let's just check that. So yeah, the 4-2-2-2. I've dulled it down. The 4-1-2-2-1 that you're using is a brilliant tactic. Just works on all levels. I believe it would be worth 25 million. Yeah, invite them to propose a deal. We could use 25 mil. So yeah, how are you getting on, Blitz, with the 4-1-2-2-1? I don't know many people who've not had any success, who've not had success with it. I don't know of any who've come back to me and said, "Oh, this is terrible." It just seems to work, and it doesn't matter whether you play the right winger as an inverted winger or a winger. It really doesn't matter. You can just use that, just play him in the role that he's best suited for. It's one of the best ones I've come up with, that one. I do like that one. So happy it's working for you. And Andy was talking about earlier how you can see patterns in the goals. You can definitely see patterns in the 4-1-2-2-1. And there are definite ways that goals are scored. That's absolutely, yeah, 25 mil. Absolutely, we'll take that. 25 mil. That's a good price. I'm a bit. What's happened to FM? Normally they won't give you a price that good. So let's continue this. Let's go at Bilbao. And if we can beat Bilbao, I'll be quite happy with today's. Frimpong is back, karaoke. Yeah, I'm going to change the team. Let's rotate a little bit. Vivian is a key man. Had a good run with Plymouth. Flipped it. So, okay, so you've got... Yeah, it does work if you flip it, if you flip sides. And that's another good thing about it, because that often it confuses the AI. If during the match you flip it over, and the AI can get a little bit confused. But he is such a good player. 21 years old now. And he's the first name on the team sheet. He's done better. The two players we brought over from Coritiba, he's actually done better. Settled better than Kumalo. Yeah, attacking. Let's do it. Let's go attacking. Ashton, how are you doing? And I like that team. It's strong. We should be good enough to put Bilbao away. I know Frimpong's lacking fitness. I didn't check the bench, did I? So I probably don't have wing backs on the bench, but we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that when it happens. Yeah, they've given you a lot of credit. You deserve it. And I trust you, boys. And we'll go to Rage. Good evening. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. It was good to see you in the save we were watching the other day. It was like a blast from the past. And we beat Bilbao. This will be a very, very successful little session tonight. Yes, my first one back, Rage, for 7 weeks. So it's nice to be doing a little bit of a stream. And my voice, luckily, has held out, so everything's good. So hopefully we'll be back again on Tuesday. And we'll be doing this regularly. We've only got one more trophy to win. And we've scored, and Canate has made it 1-0. Get in. And that should take us to the top of the league, should it? I have a funny feeling. And so we only have one more trophy to win. We set the target of winning 4 of the major trophies, not 5. We could have set 5 as the target. I didn't know that FM25 was going to get delayed. But time-wise, we set 4, and we only have 1 left. And I think Newcastle probably will win the Champions League. So it's I think within a couple of seasons, this Newcastle team is going to win the Champions League, and that will be the end of this save. I fancy doing Manchester United afterwards. Oh no, it's second we are. Fancy doing a Manchester United rebuild. I want to do a 4-4-2 rebuild, similar to what Ferguson did. I actually think that United would be a better team in real life if they played with a 4-4-2. Especially with Bruno Fernandes, would be a lovely wide midfielder on the right. And I could just see all the stuff he could do from that right-hand side, the Beckham role. Just make him a wide midfielder, a wide playmaker on this right-hand side. So I want to do maybe a 4-4-2 with United and see what we can do with that. Oh, another chance. Hit the post. Are we definitely in control of this game? I want another goal, though. Attacking is worrying me. I don't like attacking. But so far it's paid off. If we can get another one, then we'll come off attacking a little bit. Frimpong's doing okay. On his return to first team duties. Oof. Ooh, lordy. Yeah, and that blitz, that flipping that 4-1, 2-2-1 is a really good thing to do. I used to do that quite often in game. Go on, Gray. Go on, son. And it, definitely is a fun thing to do. Flip it round. So far, they've had 0 shots. They haven't created a single chance, so we are doing a pretty decent job. Peterson is having a good game. Oops. Frimpong is playing relatively well. Both wing-backs are playing relatively well. So maybe we've survived that wing-back crisis with the wing-backs coming back now, after all of them got injured at the same time. And the wing-backs are starting to play well. Oh, go on, son, almost. But we have got a very, very good team, and I definitely think we are title contenders and possibly could win the Europa League this year. 2 trophies, and we have also beaten 2 big teams in the Carabao Cup. We could win the Carabao Cup as well. Oh, go on, Frimpong. Go on, Sam. No, just took too long. Carioca! That's a little move with FM that I think they need to take out, because he runs all the way across the 6-yard box, does a little turn, and then somehow manages to find the power to head it in. That doesn't happen. You watch this now. He runs. Oh, he's not going to generate enough power to score, so they need to take that little move out. In the middle of tactic creation. I'm working on one with Ipswich myself, Rage. For the first time, I've been looking at inverted fullbacks, and I've almost got it. Ipswich are unbeaten. I've been doing it with Ipswich. They're unbeaten. I just need to tweak it a little bit now and then test it on other teams. So, yeah, Ipswich seem to be a good team to test them out. Be interesting to see your tactic when it comes out. First time I've actually used inverted fullbacks, and that was to make the most of Leif Davis. He's a very good player in FM, so I'm hopeful that that one will be out soon as well. I mean, I don't know, has anybody been playing around with the libero, with the inverted fullbacks? I don't actually see it very often. Most people I see are just playing with standard roles. There's absolutely nothing that is out of the ordinary in terms of the way the teams I'm setting up are being set up. Just attacking mids and advanced forwards, wing back and full backs. There's nothing out of the ordinary that I'm doing with tactics. So has anybody in the chat been messing about with the new roles, the liberos and the inverted fullbacks, inverted wing backs? Or are you keeping it pretty standard? I've just found that the standard roles are doing the business. We've created more than the opposition, so I'm pleased. Let's continue. And this, I'm not quite sure where it takes us. Second in the league, because Chelsea are losing them by the look of it, so it takes us second. Yeah, the Man United one, somebody in the chat suggested I do a rebuild with Man United a long time ago. So I kind of have kept it on the back burner. So yeah, I like the idea. United. You can't get them to work, Blitz. The inverted fullback I'm playing with Ipswich is working a treat. Oh, yes, Gray. Yes, get in. What I'm finding with the inverted fullback, though, is quite interesting. If I'm using a standard mentality, he's mostly playing as a fullback. And the interesting thing about it is he doesn't really go much further than this area I'm highlighting now. He really doesn't go much further than that. He will get to the byline as well quite often. If I change it to an attacking mentality, he'll get to the byline. So is it working? Yes, it works in that he will form the three, but depends on how fluid you set the rest of the tactic up, because he takes on much more responsibility, if you like, than the role dictates to him. If you get a bit more fluid in terms of the overall tactic, then it's an interesting... Yes, get in, Ganate. I think he was offside, though. So the inverted fullback doesn't have to be just this defensive... I think he was offside. Yeah, I was right. Offside. But 3-0, we'll take this. We've had another good session tonight. So, yeah, I mean, like I said in my FM25 video, I'm not too bothered about it being delayed, because I've got so much that I want to explore left in 24. So Ball playing defense. I've never tried that, Andy. I've never used a stopper. I think maybe once, maybe I've used a stopper in my entire FM. They really dominate the middle of the park. I've tried inverted wing backs. I haven't been getting those results where they're dominating the middle, but they have worked. So some of these roles are good to play with. But I'm finding that the traditional roles are doing the business in FM24. Like this one is fairly simple, this tactic. It's nothing really that it's defensive in its makeup. And it's very, very effective. I think we changed to this one at the beginning of this season, didn't we? Just to try something different. Must be sub time now, is it? Neves is very tired. So Larson, I think I'm going to bring in. No, Shazavari's not strong enough. So Larson can play as the ball winner. Carioca, Shazavari can come and have a game there. Florian Wirtz is tired as well. Mora can come on there. We'll leave it at that for now. Hey Eric, how are you doing? I don't know if we're going to get a decent FM25. My thoughts are we might not even get a game in March. That looked like a penalty to me, referee. And we've talked about that earlier, Age. I don't know if we'll get a game. If it wouldn't, for me, make good business sense for any of them if they haven't got the game ready and it's a shambles. Especially as we are not the audience that they're targeting. They're targeting a brand new audience, and you don't want to bring out a game that's a total shambles if you're targeting an audience that you don't know. So, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with that. It will be an interesting few months. They've told us they're going to give us updates at the end of January. That will be a big telling time. How ready are they? I need to get Frimpong off the park. He's done his job. So Moreno can come on for him. We got one more. Tonali probably. Would be a good idea to come off. And Landerson can come on for him. Let's switch those over. And see this game out now, boys. Come on. Good to see you, Eric. Thanks for popping in to say hello. I've missed streaming. It's been 7 weeks, and I've missed it a lot. I miss the interaction with the guys in the chat. I really do. And I've been watching a couple of streams of late, and I thought, I've got to try. I might not feel ready yet, but I've got to try. And so far, so good. It's gone really well. So I'm really happy to be back. And pretty sure we'll be able to get through another one on Tuesday and Thursday as well. So, yep, it's good to be back, boys. Very good to be back. And especially as we've had some excellent results here today. Absolutely excellent results. The only bad one was West Brom. 1-1 draw. That 1-1 draw. West Brom, like, I don't know why I cannot dominate these teams at the bottom of the league. Everyone else, we've beaten Arsenal, Roma, Bilbao. We're thrashing them. But we can't beat the 20th team in the league. Possibly, Blitz. Possibly, that's it. But, you know, here we are, Atletico Bilbao. They're not a bad team. and we're just blowing them away. West Brom, though, unbelievably difficult to beat. And I guess that's FM being FM. We've dominated this game, though. Absolutely dominated it. Totally happy with this. Nobody's given us anything to worry about. We've been very, very creative. Everything's looking good. I still think we could win a couple of trophies. I'd like to think we can win the league. We certainly should be competing for it come the end of the season with this team. And I'm pretty sure we can win the Europa League. 2 trophies would be really good. We won 2 seasons ago. We got the Libertadores and the league title. In fact, we got 4 trophies with Coritiba. It's about time we won another trophy. So I think, given what's been happening, I think we're in good shape. Excellent win, because they are a good team. And I'm very happy with that performance away from home. And we are going to finish in 3rd. Chelsea did win in the end, though. So we're going to finish in 3rd. But that's good enough for me at the moment. And so we're going to call it a night there. We've kept up. The only blip on the landscape tonight was that 1-1 draw against West Brom. The rest has been awesome. Arsenal 4-3, beating Tottenham as well, 2 very good teams. And then thrashing Bilbao and beating Roma quite handsomely. So yeah, good wins tonight. And the league's looking pretty good. We're 4th in the league, 3rd in the Europa League, still in all the cups. So we're doing good. So we're going to call it a night for tonight. Thanks for coming along, guys. It has been really good to be back. Thanks, Andy. I have missed this so much. And hopefully my internet will be better on Tuesday than it has been tonight, because it hasn't been good tonight. And hopefully it will improve for Tuesday. I should have realised coming back after 7 weeks the internet was going to play up. I should have realised that. But we're going to call it a night for tonight, and thanks for coming. I've had a great time again. Results have been good. Everything is fine. And we will see you all hopefully on Tuesday. Thanks for coming, guys. And take care. Be safe. And see you on Tuesday. See you soon.